Chinese food sometimes gets a bad rap. Sometimes we associate it with that greasy takeaway. But you know what? After going to China and exploring the different regions and the different ways of cooking stir fries and dumplings, I have a newfound love for it. I'm going to show you a recipe that was shown to me when I was in China, and it's a combination of lapchong sausage, which is a Chinese sausage, this is it here, and calamari. Sounds weird to put the sausages and the calamari together, but you know what? It is absolutely sensational. Lapchong sausage is a cured sausage that has some sweetness to it, and it's a little bit salty too. I love it also because it's got these really interesting spices, very similar to five spice. Also, it has a little bit of fat through it, so it's going to stay moist throughout the cooking process. Now for some garlic and some ginger, 2 cloves of garlic. I'm just going to slice the garlic and then run my knife through it. I don't mind if it's not completely fine and minced up together, so just roughly chopped. And we'll keep that separate to the sausage because that's going to go in first. As I always say when I'm making a stir fry, have everything prepared, ready to go, and then you can just focus on the pan work so nothing burns and it cooks really quickly. Some ginger. Ginger's crucial with this. Ginger and the lapchong and also that calamari. It's just a match made in heaven. So we're just going to finely slice the ginger. And I'll use about a 2 centimetre piece, that's plenty. And then we'll run our knife through it one more time so we julienne the ginger. And I want a little bit of texture when it comes to the ginger. I actually like that interesting bite when you eat your stir fry and then all of a sudden there's a little bit of crunchy ginger there. Now for some lemongrass, I'm going to finely grate it. I love lemongrass. It's got that sort of ginger, lemon and lime combo going on. And when you're using lemongrass, always just use the base of the herb, so just this bulb here, because that's where most of the intense flavour is. It's too fibrous up here, but you can definitely keep the rest of this and add it to stock. I'm using lemongrass these days now to flavour some of my teas because it's so aromatic. And now for some spice, a little bit of Szechuan. Szechuan is incredible. It's a chili that has almost like a numbing, tingling flavour on your tongue when you eat it. You only need a small amount of it, and I'm crushing that Szechuan chili just to release as much flavour as possible. Szechuan has that unique, pungent flavour and smell too. And when you crush it like that, it's just like nothing else. Really, only a half a teaspoon is plenty, or else it'll overtake the whole dish. Now I need to prepare the noodles. Chow mein noodles, I love them. They're nice and thin. Look at this. Perfect. And they'll go straight into a bowl of hot water. You know, chow mein just means fried noodles, and that's exactly what dish we're creating here. So they'll just sit in there for a little bit and warm up and soften while we get onto the stir fry. I've been preheating my wok. You want your wok to be really hot. If it's not hot enough, it's going to stew, and we don't want that. We want fried noodles. So in here, a little bit of peanut oil, about 2 tablespoons. See how that's smoking on the sides? That's what we're looking for. And then in with the sausage, because that's going to take the longest to get a little bit crispy and golden. Be really careful, it's hot, so just get really close to the pan and give it a toss. And you'll see it start to go golden straight away. Now I'll add our ginger, our garlic and our lemongrass all at once. And the Szechuan can go in now so we can release even more of its flavour. And toss everything together. Right, now when you start to smell the ginger and the lemongrass and the Szechuan, we can add our calamari. Now this is 1 whole calamari. I've cut into squares. I've also kept the tentacles because that's my favourite part. I love how they go really curly when they go into the pan. So in. And again, toss that. There's 2 ways of cooking calamari. You can cook it really fast so it stays quite soft, or slow cooking. Anything in between that window, it becomes really, really tough. So again, it's all about stir frying quite quickly. While that's cooking, we can prepare our vegetables. I'm using a combination of bok choy and gai lang. I love this. And I love the stalks the most because they're really, really crunchy. So just with my knife, I'm going to cut them into about 2 centimetre pieces. And then all these leaves we'll just cut in half because they'll wilt quite easily. So the stalks can go in now. We'll just get some heat through them. And now for the noodles. They've softened nicely. We'll bring that over here. And just with your hands, just drain off the excess water. We don't want any of that water in there. and then add a few handfuls depending on how many people you're cooking for. Now we want to mix that in, toss those egg noodles through that sausage and calamari mixture. Now we can add the leaves. They take moments to cook and wilt down. And then I'll just toss that, just bring them to the bottom there so they cook quite quickly. Now let's add some sauce. I'm keeping it really simple, a little bit of Shaoxing wine and a few good tablespoons of oyster sauce. You know, one of my favorite Chinese dishes is just steamed greens with oyster sauce. So this is a perfect sauce to add to this. So a few tablespoons, great. And there's enough sweetness in there too, so we don't need to add any sugar. And then mix that sauce throughout that, coating all those gorgeous noodles and frying the whole thing up together. And then we'll get a nice big amount of that into the bowl, starting with the noodles and then just building with the calamari and all of those delicious greens. And there you have it. That is, again, another stir fry, but it's a different variety of stir fry. It's quite interesting with that combination of Chinese sausage, the calamari, and those chow mein noodles, those egg noodles are so yummy with this. It's one of those dishes, it's one wok and it's done quite fast. I love this combination. I'm gonna have a taste of that little sausage there and the noodles. That is an awesome stir fry.